We're
Everybody's
winging it.
getting used to it.
What do you got in your cup over there?
Same thing you do,
Oh, yeah, some Jameson.
but with some tea.
Salute, brother.
Cheers, bro.
I watered mine down.
Me too.
I'm an adult now. I can't get too crazy. Thanks for being on the podcast, brother.
Thanks for having me, man.
E Squared, what is this, the third podcast episode of the E Squared podcast? We got TUNEIN,
What
a
up?
fucking legend, man. What's going on, brother?
Busy.
I know.
Man.
So the world is kind of hit the pause button,
Mm-hmm.
and everything's kind of shut down, but you definitely have not stopped at all, and you never stop, you know? So what have you been up to lately?
Well, it's been a, I would say like it took me about a month, man, to get back on track. You know what I mean? Like I was really lost for a second, to be honest. You know, like I just didn't know what direction to go in because it was like, are we going to be able to open up again? And is it business as usual? Or even if we could still open up and business wasn't as usual, but it was like less people, I still probably would have put focus on that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, I mean this whole shit. I like to think of this as like a fucking reset button.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that. It's like because I think the world needed it, and a lot of people just needed to, you know, a real excuse to just stay at home and kind of reflect or just kind of, you know, gather themselves or whatever they're doing. But especially creative people, we have an opportunity to really think about and plan what our next move is gonna be.
Yeah.
So you've been busy though. You're in a new spot, a new space.
Yeah, man.
You like it here?
Yeah, I love it. I think it's definitely better than the one we had in Chinatown, just because it's bigger. You know what I mean? And it used to be the old Fox Mundo, so they did TV broadcasting in here.
Oh, cool.
So I mean, it's just crazy how like.
So it's kind of catered to. What you're doing.
But it's nothing that we were like planning. You know what I mean?
How'd you come across this place?
I would say it's kind of like luck, I guess, or fate. You know what I mean? Tony, shout out to Tony, the Smoky Tone on Instagram. He was actually he was a manager for like getting people in here. I don't know what that's called.
Yeah.
But he basically like he reached out to me when we first locked in CMXX, and then I didn't blow him off, but I was just fucking hella busy at the time. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I literally wanted to look at what he was trying to show me, but I was just busy and I just forgot about it. You know what I mean? And then he hit up Style, and then as soon as Style said Boulevard Mall, I was like, oh shit, Tony hit you up. You know what I mean? It just clicked. Yeah. So like because of him, we were able to get in this spot the way that we are in it now, which is like, I mean, the fucking terms is just unbelievable,
really?
Bro. You know what I mean? Like the homie hookup for real. Yeah.
Can't be mad at that, dude.
Yeah.
This is a great space, man. I'm excited to what you do with it over the next year or so. Or next, how long do you plan on being here?
I think the lease is for at least 3 years.
Oh,
probably.
okay. So this is gonna be like the headquarters here.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool, man. But I wanted to talk to you about how you really got your start in Vegas, because you're from Hawaii, right?
Yeah, originally from Hawaii.
Right, and then you started DJ or b-boying out there, correct?
Yeah.
Right. So so what was the process for you coming to Vegas?
It just happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
was it like a family move or?
Not even that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I left Hawaii in ending of 2004, and I went to. I actually left to go to Japan, and
really? What was in Japan?
I was still b-boying at the time, so like my ex-girlfriend actually they ran like their own dance studio. So a way for me to make my money out there was to do workshops and shit, because I was still an active Rocksteady crew member at that time. So it made it easier, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I went up there, and it's basically to brand like my clothing line. Like the plan in my head, at least, which wasn't even like a solid plan, was go to Japan, stay there until my visa runs out, and then push the brand out there, and then come back to Hawaii, and then kind of like, I guess, say it's like a Japanese brand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, because even at that time, I was already like aware of Bape and shit like that, and I thought that was like a huge inspiration, at least for Hippo.
Yeah.
So that was the plan, and then I was like, two of my friends here that used to live in Hawaii moved to Vegas like years ago, and then they're like, since you're gonna be gone, like just come visit us on the way back.
Yeah.
And then I came here to visit them, and I ended up staying like for real.
Yeah. They what do they call Vegas, the Ninth Island?
Yeah.
Yeah. I went to Hawaii one time years ago, and every time we told somebody we were from Vegas, it was like, that's what they said. But the islander community out here is huge.
Yeah, it is.
You know, and it's crazy to see how much you've contributed to Las Vegas. I don't think anybody honestly has contributed more than you. Like just
thanks, man. That means a lot, bro.
No, for real. On the and I'm sure people tell you this all the time. I mean, I feel like you know, because some people, because you're behind the scenes, so I think sometimes people, they don't get the credit they deserve, but I feel like you do.
Thank you.
For sure. I feel like it's very well known. The amount of work you put in, you know, and the fact that you've never stopped, you know. Yeah. But where did you make that transition from b-boying to getting behind the scenes and kind of like like being the facilitator of like the Junxion and everything you got going on?
I mean, it kind of just happened, bro. Like, you know, like when I was dancing, I was way more, not arrogant, but what's the word? Like I was more outgoing. You know what I mean? Like I had more, I don't know. Hold me
like a fuck it. Like you were just.
Yeah, I was like, I liked attention. You know what I mean? Like that's why you become a dancer.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a different kind of attention.
Yeah. And it's just, I don't know. It just kind of happened that way. Like I never ever thought that I would be like, I always thought that anytime a fucking jam comes on, I'm busting, like no matter what, you know what I mean? Yeah. And now it's like, I don't give a shit, which is fucked up, because it's like b-boying is really what I think is what really like made me, you know what I mean? Like it definitely like leveled me up big time. And to like not be into it as much as I used to, like I still feel, you know what I mean, kind of bad. Yeah. Like, and I mean, I don't even really do events that are catered toward dancers. You know what I mean? Like, at least b-boying. Yeah. And so I kind of like have an internal battle with myself with that. You know what I mean?
Why is that, you think? You just lost the love for it?
Yeah, I did, bro. Like,
so you don't b-boy at all anymore? You don't dance at all?
I mean, I want to get back into it just to like lose weight. You know what I mean? Or get in shape. Yeah. Because I don't do shit. But but not even that. I can't even do that.
Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's okay. I mean, it's all part of the journey. You know, it's like. That led you to doing what you're doing now.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but what? Because you've been at this. How long has the Waterhole Kingdom been a thing?
I mean, I did my first event out here in Vegas probably like.
It's 2020.
Yeah, it was 2000. I came here in beginning of 2005. So it was like.
Okay, I was in the 8th grade.
Like middle or ending of 2005 is like when I did my first event. So I had like one job when I came out here. I actually got a real job.
Okay.
And it was at Office Depot. Yeah, it was at Office Depot in the fucking copy department because I needed flyers.
That's funny.
That's the only reason why I worked there, bro.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I got my fucking, like, as soon as the event was about to start, I got all my flyers and shit. I just fucking never showed up. Dope. I forget the workers' names and shit like that, but I don't know. Sorry, because like I know you guys counted on me. You know what I'm saying? Fucking Filipinos work hard, bro. Like whatever it is that we do it like really good. So
100%.
like whatever they were doing was like, you know, like business cards and shit like that. Like they'd be struggling, and I was just like fucking cranking it out like nothing. So it came to a point where I was like they kind of like wanted too much from me. You know what I mean? And I'm like, this isn't what I want to do. You know what I mean? So I remember I just fucking like sat up one time in bed and I was like, this is it.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
And never went back.
Yeah, jobs are tough, man. Especially jobs like that.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So it started. So do you guys like what was? How did it get started? What was the beginning of Waterhole?
So it was all under Hippo Aesthetics. It was under the brand first. You know what I mean?
Like so that was your main goal, was to push the clothing brand.
Push the clothing brand. Yeah. So I just wanted to do events just to like get it out there. You know what I mean? Because I know that's the quickest way to like first of all is like I would show up to some events here, and then like this is before like anybody even knew me when I was new here. You know.
What was going on before you? Like, was there anybody doing any? Like,
I went to Aloha Kitchen. They had some. That's where like shout out to Miss Joy, because she was one of the first people that took me out. You know what I mean? And my old roommates, Daniel and Mark and everybody. But yeah, like she took me to Aloha Kitchen, and it was like a hip hop thing. You know, there's people b-boying and shit like that. Yeah, I definitely got tested a little bit. You know, and I fucking spanked a few people. You know what I mean? Because I still had it at that time. So I remember people were just like, what the fuck? And I was just like, dude, I don't want to be fucking nobody. You know what I mean? Like I definitely need people to know who I am and what the fuck I can do. You know what I mean? So that's really what started it. And so like we planned for this first event. I already knew exactly what type of music I wanted. Like I hit up all the people that could facilitate that. Yeah. So I think, who did we have first? Like our DJs were this guy Maz from New York, and then it was Soul Rain. I don't know if you remember Soul Rain. Fuck, what crew was he in? Potts, I think. He was in the same group as Nico, True Rock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and they were actually the DJs that I had, and they played like the classic hip hop and R&B. You know what I mean?
So there wasn't like any organization really to those events back like before you.
Yeah, I mean, like not that I know of. You know what I mean? Like I think I know Knuckleheads was doing some shit. There was a lot of people, like all the OGs, they were doing stuff. But you know, for me, like I always try to think of something different. You know what I mean? I try to come at it from a different angle.
Right. But there wasn't any. You know how you do 6 shooters. You do. You know, you have fashion shows and all this. There wasn't any of that going on.
I don't think on that scope, bro. Like I think just the technology and shit nowadays is what allows us to do all that kind of stuff. I mean, fuck, even if it wasn't, though, I'd want to do that shit anyway.
Right. But there wasn't, because I'm trying to figure out what was going on before. Me and Brandon were talking about this the first episode. Like in the last 10 years, you know, we've kind of seen the arts and music scene here progress. But before that,
the Get Back, definitely the Get Back.
Okay, what's that?
Yeah, it was that Beauty Bar.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the Get Back was.
And what was that?
Shit. Like that was like I think they only spun vinyl in the back. It was like it was 8-bit. I remember.
The outside.
Oh yeah, outside in the back. Yeah, and they had stuff on the inside too. Yeah, fucking the Get Back, bro. That shit was like, gotta give props to them, bro. Yeah, those guys are like. They held it down, you know what I mean?
I wonder if there's any footage of that.
I'm pretty sure there is.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
That's definitely like an event that was running for a long time and that like a lot of everybody who's anybody went to, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you see, like, when you stepped into the role of being behind the scenes and organizing events and stuff? Because I've had experiences doing events and organizing parties or competitions or whatever. It can get real stressful.
Oh, definitely.
And keeping it all together is real tough. Yeah. And having the right team around you is crucial. But so have you been with the same crew, or has it been different?
For the most part, yeah. Like, you know, got to give a shout out to Rizzo. He's the one that's been like at my side for like the longest. You know what I mean? But before that, it was JR Tolentino and you know, Christian. Yeah. Like that was like some of the original like Waterhole Kings as we used to go by before. Actually we went by Waterhole Kids, but then like.
Oh really?
Yeah, but we were doing events on the Strip, and then I just remember.
At the Hard Rock.
It was at Revolution. Case of the Classic started off the Strip, and then we first brought it to Revolution with Mr. Freeze helped us out. So shout out to Mr. Freeze. Mirage. Yeah, the Beatles Lounge. I was
gonna say Mandalay Bay. Okay.
Yeah. So nice. So we started off like that's where it like really picked up. And that was like the precursor for Tuesday Blend and everything else that came behind. But I would say Case of the Classics is definitely what no, actually it can't be Case of the Classics that put us on the map. It was the first event that I did called Feel Style. Okay. And this is, you know, we had Will Eddins, who's one of the owners of Institution. Yeah, shout out to Will, yeah. Like all those guys, like we all practically kind of lived in like one house.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and nice. So we all pushed it like together, and then a little bit after he moved to the East Coast. But yeah, sorry, I just went like off a little bit.
That's cool. Yeah, we're just talking, man. This is not. I'm trying my hardest not to make this as like an interview. You know, I don't want that feel. But what was I gonna say? So when you went to the Strip, what drew you to the Strip?
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, it's they actually like. So I have footage, and I'm planning on doing some type of like documentary or something, or at least like show, because I was collecting footage from when I left Hawaii. Like I wanted to document it, you know what I mean? Dope. Everything. So like I had it on one of those digital 8 Sony cameras.
Damn.
And and
you have all that footage still?
Yeah, I still do. I mean, it's kind of corrupted a little bit, but fuck it. Yeah, like when I started doing the event Feel Style at Cafe Moda in Chinatown, like I didn't know it because I was still like the new kid on the block, you know what I mean? Yeah. And a lot of people were actually coming and basically like scouting me out pretty much, you know, like like people. I remember it was like general managers from Pure, like a lot of people. Yeah, and they came because like all the hot Asian girls were there, you know.
Yeah.
I think, but yeah, I mean that's how like it was Nick Captain who was working at Mist at the time in Treasure Island. He's the guy that we actually like ran with and took the event basically to the strip.
Dope.
And then I just started doing like the whole strip run, you know what I mean? So I know for a fact that we play a huge part in bringing like you know hip hop and R&B like to the strip. Like I know because nobody else is doing it.
They don't want hip hop here. They didn't, you know. It was real hard for people to, or for the city to accept that, you know, for whatever reason. But
yeah, the strip, man. They you know, just see, like I see a lot of promoters and stuff, like they get all hype when they make it on the strip, you know. But it's like at the end of the day, it's like you're not getting what you fucking deserve, you know what I mean? And that's what I was talking about. Waterhole Kids. We were called Waterhole Kids, and then in one of the meetings, like I guess one of the fucking managers or whatever was like, man, you guys are just fucking kids, you Waterhole Kids. Yeah, really? Like that. Like, so, and then that's why we were like, yeah, fuck
he tried to shit on you?
Yeah, dude. And like all these guys, we're responsible for getting them like promoted and shit. Because they're just the fucking face. They're just a person that's there who has a position. They didn't come up with the concept, you know what I mean? It's not their people. Like we blew up so many people, bro, and like it sucks how some people don't fucking not repay, but they don't reciprocate like the love that
they don't care on the
strip.
Yeah, they don't care. So they just want money, you know.
Yeah, man.
Do you ever, now that you've gone through all that, do you ever see yourself going back on the strip?
Yeah, and you know we're smarter now. You know what I mean, and then we definitely have a name, and we're able to like call shots and you know dictate more of like where the deal pans out.
Yeah. Like, you have a resume now. Yeah, for sure.
And we know what we're worth. You know what I mean? Like it's. Not a lot of people can do what we do, man. Like for real. Like it's
out here.
There's nobody. Yeah, everybody thinks it's like, oh yeah, you know, I throw one big event and it's fucking cool. Like I mean, you know, man, you did multiple events. You know what I mean? It's fucking hard, bro. It's like hard. It's hard, man.
Especially when you're not making money.
Yeah.
It's tough, dude. I mean, you've been able to. That's why I didn't. That's why it stopped for me. Because I was like, man, I'm not in a position to do this the way effectively because you need some kind of budget, you know, and everything was coming out of my pocket. But you've been able to sustain over, I don't know, like how long has it been? A decade?
Yeah, definitely over a decade already.
I mean, you know, hats off to you, dude. I don't. That takes a special person and a special drive to keep that going.
Yeah.
You know, what's the motivation?
Fuck, I just think I don't know anything else, bro. Yeah, like I'm already in a position where, like, I mean, even now with what's happening, and I still couldn't bring myself to like do other things to generate income. Like I'd rather just not generate income, you know what I mean, than have to do something else. Because I just feel like, at least for me, I just feel like, then what did I fucking bust my ass for this whole time? You know what I mean? Right. It's just, I don't know. And I don't know what that's going to do to like the reputation, you know, like people talk and they say all kinds of shit. So it's kind of like, I'm not the type of person that fronts. I tell the truth. You know what I mean? Like I'll fucking say whatever. Like I don't try to like front, like I'm not, having a hard time or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm really truthful about that kind of shit. So,
I mean, if you're doing anything for over a decade, you're gonna have your ups and downs. You know.
Yeah, and it's really how you making adjustments is a key part of I guess like my longevity. You know what I mean? Yeah. Being able to make adjustments and always like being cool with everybody, like not burning bridges, even if it's fucking this motherfucker like fucked me over, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know, like you never know. You never know. Yeah. Like I look at it like, okay, yeah, they fucked us over or whatever, but it's like as long as they know that they did that, then it's like I got a favor for sure in my back pocket that I can call on one day. You know what I mean?
That's what I think.
You just gotta try and like look at everything like there's silver lining somewhere. You know what I mean? Somewhere. You just gotta like think positive. And luckily for me, I work off of negative motivation. So anytime that something happened, like like a venue was like, yeah, you guys aren't making enough money, so we're gonna have to like cut you guys. It's like, okay, motherfucker. Like, okay, boom, we pop up somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like, and even stronger.
Yeah.
So like negative motivation definitely has a big part to play. The fact that I can make adjustments like on the fly, and I mean, bro, like I'm the kid who like had the fucking fat ass lunch ticket, you know what I mean? The free one that's fucking posted up there like in front of the whole class. Like everybody knows that I got the free lunch. I never took it. I just fucking like, I paid, you know what I mean? It's, I don't know. I just give a fuck about what people think a little bit too much, you know what I mean? But I also think that kind of like, I mean, I also feel like that makes me who I am. And the fact that like, I don't want to roll something out if it's not like packaged properly, you know what I mean? Like at least, even if it's fucked up behind, like on the back end, like as long as it looks really, really good and we put in the work to yeah, because it's not even like a front. It's just like caring about something, caring about the way that like something looks, you know what I mean? Like it's important, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I think that's your best quality, honestly, is the fact that you care. You know, it's not about money. It's not about, I mean, obviously, we all want to make money. You know, we have to make money. But you really give a shit, you know, about what you're doing, about the people around you. And that's why you've been able to, I think that's why you've been able to sustain for so long. Dude. Man. You know, it's you have to care about what you're doing. You have to care about who you're doing it with.
Exactly. You know? Yeah, you hit the nail on the head, bro. Like really, a team is very important. You know what I mean? I'm so thankful that like I met all these people that are on the team now, because they're so like they're amazing. You know what I mean? They're so talented. And like the fact that they align with my vision is really what's key too. You know what I'm saying? And I hope that, you know, if you were ever to corner one of them or whatever and ask them like how I am, it'd be good stuff to say. You know, like I don't sell them bullshit. I don't be like, I'm not like, yeah, man, fucking do this and you'll make fucking this much money or this will happen. Like, nah, fuck that. I'm real. I'm realistic about shit.
I've never heard anybody say anything bad about you.
That's good.
Ever. You know, it's never been like, your reputation is for sure intact, 100%. You know, but I want to talk about Tuesday Blend, man. That was my first introduction to the Waterhole Kingdom. When I might have been high school or just fresh out of high school or whatever, and we were I went to Legacy High School. We had a good amount of Islander people there, and they kind of introduced me because they were like a dance crew. It was my friends. They had a dance crew, and they were performing at Tuesday Blend. And then I went, and I was like, I think it was at Hard Rock Cafe at that time. Or it might have been at Vinyl, but it might have been a Hard Rock Cafe.
Third floor.
Yeah,
it was definitely Hard Rock.
And I was blown away. And then over the years, I realized this is the only platform for up and coming artists, or, you know, people that are doing the dancing, the singing, the rapping, or whatever they're doing. This is the only platform here in the city. And what has that journey been like, and what was the initial goal with that, and how that started?
I mean, I didn't really even start thinking about like goals until like, I don't even know if I do now, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like
just do
I don't have like a plan. Like, okay, by this time we're gonna be at this level. Like,
I don't believe in that shit either.
It's kind of just because if you think like that, like you won't be able to make the adjustments that you need to make. You know what I mean? Like having expectations that are too high could actually like work against you. But I mean, you know, I'd be an asshole not to give credit to Christian and JR, even though like. And they know too, like, even though the way that they disbanded from me is like pretty fucked up, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, we definitely still have a good relationship, but it's like, okay, just imagine me, every venture I get into, like, and you're my partner, right? And I'm like, oh, yo, E, let's do this, man. And then like automatically, boom, you're already part of it already. And you're gonna reap the benefits from it. And then to be left with like all of it after and having to deal with like, the fucking rent and all this kind of shit, you know what I mean? Like, that was pretty fucked up, man. You know, but I mean,
like people, like, you go in it together, but you're pulling all the weight.
I mean, they were definitely like pulling their own weight. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I did everything, you know, as far as like for Tuesday Blend, like, because we had a staff of like over 20 people at that time. So I gotta, you know, I mean, like, they made shit run smooth, you know. Honestly, I was there just getting fucked up in networking, you know what I mean? Like, which is my job anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry about that, like, sidetrack. But I just had to make that clear. I do give them credit for like getting Tuesday Blend to the point that we did get it to. It's just like, but I held the torch and I ran with it after, you know what I mean? Yeah. Brought a new team on and everything. And
you've carried it on till today. Yeah.
So,
and it's still vital here. Like, there's, you know, these kids need somewhere to
I think so,
to do that. You know, that's like, you know, it's only a matter of time, I think, until somebody blows up from Tuesday Blend. You know, like dancer, an artist. You know, and they're gonna look back and be like, if I didn't have Tuesday Blend to perform and kind of hone in my skills,
right.
You know, I wouldn't have been able to take it to the next level. Yeah. You know, it's so important for these kids. You know.
Yeah, people don't realize. I mean, you know, not to jump topics, but you know, Tuesday Blend has to do with CMXX and like the fact that we're not gonna open up that venue again. It's like now motherfuckers are gonna realize what they had and didn't take advantage of it. You know what I mean? It's just sad, but I mean.
Yeah. So Tuesday Blend is temporarily suspended.
Yeah,
for right
I mean,
now?
just because there's no place. I mean, we could do it here.
Space.
You know what I mean?
You could do it here, dude. Yeah. You know, I think you should.
It'll be exclusive.
Very exclusive, but you'll still be giving people the opportunity to perform in front of other people.
Yeah, I think that's more important than anything. So yeah, but we're definitely. I'm sure we'll do that.
Yeah. I mean, I think you'll make it work. I know you'll find a way, because Tuesday Blend is very, very important.
Yeah, I believe so, man. It's like a staple here. You know what I mean?
It is. It's become a staple, and like you said, people have been spoiled with it, and you know, and I don't know, man. The city definitely needs it still. These kids definitely need it. You know.
Yeah, we'll definitely bring it back. I mean, yeah. To answer your question, I mean, the ups and downs. It's definitely like. We did hit a super high point, I would say, but we just didn't capitalize on it. You know what I mean? And it's because like we're not really structured, man. You know what I mean? Like I feel like if you do have that fucking 5-year plan, like you'll be somebody who's more structured and more like organized.
Yeah.
But then again, like if you're like that, like could you have made the adjustment to like go to another venue like within a matter of like we lost a venue and then by the next month we already had a new venue. You know what I mean? That's tough. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, like you as a being able like doing events before, it's like when a venue couldn't do it and having to find another one, it's like what the fuck, you know? Like then you gotta
it's tough and it's stressful. Yeah, because once you already committed to an event, you put the flyer up, you know, you're planning for it, things go wrong, you know, and you definitely have to adjust. So it's a challenge, but that's where it's fun though.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about that the other day. It's been this whole thing has been challenging, but that's what keeps you on your toes, you know, and makes it fun. But what do you think about you know, the just the scene entirely, here in Vegas opposed to other markets or other places you've been?
Yeah, so I always tell people that Vegas is probably one of the most difficult cities to crack in. You know what I mean? Like, and people are just like, what do you mean, blah blah blah, whatever. And I'm like, so this is what Vegas is. So Vegas people, they're so easy to influence, but they're equally just as hard. Like, doesn't make sense, but it does, right?
Right.
It's like, and I think it's because they just like, they think they know everything. So like, you'll tell them, you put them on something like, bro, like I fucking go to Tokyo a lot. You know what I mean? So it's like, I know what's coming. And it's like, you try to tell somebody that here in Vegas, and then they're just not, like, they're not receptive to it. Right. And then when the trend comes around, then they start doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like Vegas, I feel you. We kind of we'll like it once everybody else likes it. You know. Do you think that's? I asked Brandon the same question, and I think about this question a lot. Do you think? Because I agree with you 100%. Do you think it's to do with our geographic location?
Nah, I don't think so, bro.
I guess because the internet has bridged that gap recently.
Yeah.
But I think we've been late to the punch. You know? Or do you think it's just our lack of identity out here that we don't really? You know how? You know how like, for example, like California, you go to LA, you'll hear a certain sound, there's a certain vibe. Right. Same thing with the Bay, same thing with Atlanta or Houston or something like that.
I see what you're saying.
We don't really have something synonymous with Vegas yet.
I mean, I think we're too young, right?
That's what I'm saying.
I think we're definitely too young here. And I mean, and another thing is that like, aside from you and I, a lot of motherfuckers don't fuck with each other. You know what I mean?
You feel that way?
Yes, that definitely slows down the process. It's like you got people working against it, bro. And I'm not gonna name any fucking names or anything, but it's like we've had multiple people come in here and gave them basically like fucking like gave them the golden opportunity. You know what I mean? Look at all the resources we have. You fucker, like it took me over 10 years to get this. Like what are you gonna do? How long is it gonna take you to get what I have? And this is not even fucking being bragging or anything like that. It's true, because I know that I put in all this hard work to get all this shit. You know what I mean? So it's like, wait, you think you're gonna do it on your own? Like, bro, like I used to think like that before already, and it doesn't work. You know what I mean?
They're naive.
Yeah, like, and it's just like, it's crazy, dude. It's like, and you think you're all hot shit, like, like, what's up now? You know what I mean? Corona just smack you in the fucking face. Like, you know?
You're still working over here.
Yeah, people don't work with each other, bro, because they think that they're on some sort of like level. But it's like, bro, it's only because you've been in Vegas and that's it, or like LA or wherever, like wherever nearby. But when you go globally, like I said, like I'll bring up Tokyo again, bro, like that shit will change your life, because you see like a fucking like a level that we haven't reached yet. You know what I mean? Just the way that they do everything. It's like, listen to everybody, bro. Like go on to Jeff Staples' Business of Hype. Like they talk about it. Like Tokyo is like the Mecca. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, like you go there and you'll be different when you come back. You know what I mean? Like I just took Philip Wolf and DJ Koala like on one of my last trips there, and like they're already like different already. You know what I mean? Because it's fucking crazy. So it's like people who don't really travel and they don't experience different things.
It reflects.
Yeah, and then they think that they have something that like I want. Like, no, I just want to help, and I want to help build Las Vegas. You know what I mean? Because nobody's gonna look at us seriously, because we're all like fucking divided. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous, bro. Like, I don't know.
The camaraderie here is definitely something we can work on, for sure.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, I love it here. I love that it's grown so much. But I tell people all the time, we need more people like you. You know, like literally, we need more people like TUNEIN, because everybody's trying to. There's so many rappers. Everybody wants to be a rapper. Everybody wants to do, you know, just be in the forefront. You know, in the camera, and it's just like, you know, we need more organization behind the scenes, and we need more spaces, and we need more collaborations, you know, and, for us to go to the next level. But I don't know, man, it's interesting because our town was, you know, we're such a unique city, you know, in the sense of just the casino culture, and the history of Las Vegas is just so unique, and it's not catered to this, you know, you know what I mean? So now that we're changing that, it's interesting to see, but I don't know, man. You see yourself staying here for the rest of your life, probably?
I love Vegas, bro. Like, I mean, it's I've been able to do so much stuff, you know, and I do love it. It's just like, that's the only thing that I gripe about, you know, aside from the heat too, you know. But I'm used to it now.
Well, honestly, I'm born and raised here. I never got used to the heat.
Oh yeah,
I still don't. Yeah, you don't get used to this heat, dude. How do you balance, like, because you work nonstop, dude? I don't. Like, do you live here?
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're always working, dude. So you gotta have like a bed in the back. I know you've had late nights.
I definitely have a cot. Yeah, I definitely have a cot. I mean, yeah, but I'm too fucking.
Really do,
bro. I'm too chicken shit though to like spend the night here. I'm afraid of the dark, because my my imagination is so crazy, bro. Like, once the lights go out, like, I see shit already.
In the mall, that'd be some trippy shit, dude. That'd be some trippy shit.
Yeah, like somebody was talking about like mushrooms the other day. Like, yo, TNES, you should do fucking mushrooms, bro. I bet you'd be like a fucking dope artist. I'm like, nah, fuck that. Like, I do mushrooms, bro. Like, I'm bringing a demon over from the other side, for sure. You know what I mean?
God, dude. Don't put that in my head, because I'm planning to do mushrooms for the first time on this quarantine. So don't put that shit in my head right now, dude. Have you never done them?
No, fuck that. Yeah. Yeah, I don't even smoke weed. Like, I mean, I've done it before, but I feel like I'm going to die. You know what I mean? Like, I get paranoid.
No, because I started smoking weed when I was in 7th grade, and I think that's what ruined it for me. Because a lot of people I know, that started later smoking weed, smoking weed in their 20s, they love weed. They're fucking potheads now. you know.
I see.
But I'm like, every time I smoke weed, I'll smoke weed, you know. But every time I do it, I like prepare myself for battle. You know? Like, this is gonna go really good, or this is gonna go really bad right now, you know. So I always have like an escape plan, because the weed is just too strong for me.
Yeah,
It's just too strong.
Do you like, do you think that you have to like be in control of like what you're doing?
Yes, I feel that way about getting drunk. I don't like getting too drunk, because then I feel way out of control.
Yeah, but
I hate
it's more easy to control it all.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, when I'm high, when I'm too high, I just start thinking, and then I'll like forget to breathe, I feel like. And then like I take a big gasp of air, and then I'm like, oh shit. And then I don't know, it's just weird. I don't know. I think it just triggers anxiety, you know, but it's weird because I also like it. The fact that it has this effect on me, and it like takes me to a weird place in my mind, but I also hate it, you know. But it just have to, like, the thing with me is when I smoke, I have to smoke in the morning. If I smoke at night, it's gonna go bad, and I'll be up all night. A lot of people are the complete opposite, but if I smoke in the morning, I'll have a great day. But if I smoke at night, dude, my mind starts running, and I'll be up all night, dude.
It's crazy, man.
I know,
the brain's just fucking crazy.
I know, but weed's just too strong, man. It's just too strong. I'm cool. I'll smoke. If anybody got some stress, call me, because I'll smoke that shit. But but how do you? But it goes back to what I was gonna ask you. How do you balance like your personal life with? Do you have a personal?
Yeah, I do. I mean,
you know,
like this is probably the first time that I'm gonna like talk about it on air or whatever. But yeah, like in my personal life, man. I mean, like I definitely fucked up. You know, like a lot of people know, like I'm married to Maki. You know.
Yeah.
And for like 4 years during our marriage, like I basically, you know, I've been messing around. And then, you know, she did say, though, she said, like, you know, if you do anything, make sure I do not find out. If you really love me, like, I won't find out. And I was able to like hide it, you know. But where I fucked up was I had a child, you know what I mean, with another woman. And like right now, I mean, I'm so happy that I have her, you know, but at the time I was like, there's no way that this can get out, you know. And it's just crazy. Like, you know, a lot of people are gonna hear this and be like, oh yeah, he's just copying out or whatever. But so like me, I'm like a mama's boy, right? Like I fucking love my mom so much. And she had a stroke recently, like a bad one. And it just fucked her up, you know, and she basically like passed away. But during this time that she passed, like I found out that I was having like a daughter.
Oh shit.
You know what I mean? And like my family has boys. Like I have 2 older brothers. You know what I mean? Like like we rarely have like females. So like that was just weird. You know what I mean? And like
life is crazy.
Yeah, the only way I was able to really get over it was through my daughter, because she like looks like my mom. You know what I mean?
Crazy, dude.
So like, yeah, I don't know, say whatever you want, but like people are gonna think that that's like a cop out or whatever. But I mean,
this is your story, dude. You know?
I feel like I just like, okay, I knew it was wrong, and I knew that like I couldn't go through with it, but then I did. You know what I'm saying? It's just I just knew that like, fuck, I don't know, it just had to happen, you know. And then I basically just like ratted myself out to Maki, you know, and she had to go through whatever she had to go through, you know. I mean, of course I still love her, like you know, I married her, like I never thought I would get married.
Right.
I never wanted to get married. Right. But she means like so much to me, you know. So like I've seen it happen like in my family and just elsewhere, like, you know, marriage couples, like they break apart and then they get back together. I mean, if, you know what I mean? So like, I don't know, we'll see where it goes. You know, it's kind of like in her court right now, like the ball's in her court.
You're working through it.
Yeah, I don't expect her. I didn't expect her to even like be around me anymore. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's just, I don't know, man, like it's just crazy. So like, I mean, my personal life, like, yeah, you heard it here on E Squared, man. Like,
thanks for the exclusive, man. I did not ask him for that. I did not ask him for that. So, well, I appreciate you. I mean, sharing your story, man. You know, I mean, there's, you know, life is crazy. You know, I would never judge you or anything. Thanks, it is what it is, dude. You know, I mean, I don't know what to say, man. life just happens, dude, and you just gotta roll with the punches, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just keep it pushing. That's the only thing you can do, man.
I mean, I want to give give credit to Tegan's mom, because she does a good job. Name? Yeah, yeah. Like, she does a good job. You know what I mean? She's a really good mom. And I know it must be hard for her to have to know that like I love my wife. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's tough, man. It's definitely really, really difficult, and it fucking got crazy heated during this quarantine. I don't know if it was because we're just fucking like around each other a lot or whatever.
Tell me about it.
Yeah,
me and my girl. Oh my god. Like, nothing. I'm not gonna talk bad about my girl or anything, but it's just the fact. I know for a fact a lot of people are going through it right now, just because people need their space, dude. Yeah. And I definitely need a lot of my space. And me and my girl live together, but we never planned for this. We never planned to be in the house all day together, and so it just brings out it's just new challenges.
Yeah.
But you just gotta work through it, dude. I'm confident.
Yeah, man.
Just keep working, man.
We'll be good,
Yeah. So what else you want to talk about, man? What else is
going
on?
Connection.
Oh, you want to talk about connection?
Yeah,
all right, go
definitely.
ahead. That's what you got going on with the Philippines, right?
Yeah, and just like internationally in general, like the way connection came about was, like I said earlier, it took like a month to like really figure out like which direction I was gonna go in, because maybe we might be able to do parties, maybe not, you know what I mean? And this is something that like I've always wanted to do, is grow like our online following, because it's something that we never gave a shit about. But yeah, so through Connection, KNXN on a YouTube, it's Worldwide Connection. Like, I want to be able to basically make a connection or collaboration happen between artists from across the globe, you know what I mean? And like be the facilitator for that. And at the same time, I put these two entities together, and then obviously they're gonna get something out of it. So like whatever platform I create, I like to make sure that like there's value in it, to whoever's involved. Because I'm not the guy that's really gonna ask people to do shit for free. You know what I mean? Like, if it doesn't align with what you're doing, then yeah, that's fine. But yeah, luckily like the team is really riding with me on this one, and they see the value in it. And like I said, like it's basically like I want to create a platform like the Color Studio, Tiny Desk, KEXP, you know what I mean? Online platform where we have the resources to do it, you know what I mean? And so being able to connect with like people from overseas. So I still have all the homies in Tokyo that I can reach out to, but we're kind of like beta testing with Manila, you know what I mean? I was able to connect with a dope ass R&B artist, JP Bakalan. Shout out to JP. He's the one who introduced me to this guy Doug Brock, who basically does like one of the biggest like hip hop and urban fashion festivals out there. And so he's basically like me, but there.
Okay.
And so through him, we'll be able to touch all like the major artists out there, you know what I mean? Because he knows them like personally. So right now we're just doing like, we're starting off with reaction videos from music out there. And that way the people that are reacting and reviewing it, they're artists as well. So like, the value is one, they're getting their music heard and reviewed by a foreign artist, you know what I mean? And then that's going to lead to a connection with like the two parties, you know what I mean?
How is the I've never heard music from the Philippines. What is it? How does it sound?
It's dope. I mean, you can definitely tell that they're like influenced by us. You know what I mean? Like by America.
Filipino or Islanders in general love R&B music.
Yeah,
they love R&B music.
They do, bro. I mean, there's just so much fucking talent out there, and like the only reason why I even like stumped onto Manila was because the invasion event that we did, that like the Asian
at CMX.
Yeah, like that. Through that, I was looking at all these artists, and like to just go back a little bit, like I remember my relatives in Hawaii would always be like, oh, you gotta go to Manila, you make it big there, you know what I mean? Oh, you're handsome and blah blah blah, whatever. Like, and I'd be like, nah, fuck that, because like all the people, all the Filipinos that come to Hawaii are like, it's like, why would I want to go to that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just didn't have a good gauge on it. But it's like one of my homies, DJ A Plus, who knows Manila well, is like, he's like, TNES, you got to stop thinking like that, man. Here's
not as
the
bad as you
answer.
think.
Yeah, he's like, here's the answer. You're judging everything off of the people, the people who came from the Philippines in Hawaii. Those are like the people that had to move because they weren't making a living in the Philippines. So like the people who didn't have to move are like us here. There's like a 5% that are like rich as fuck. You know what I mean? And so it's like, I was like, oh shit, okay, that's why. So now like my radar's there because I'm researching more and I'm realizing that like fuck, like it's dope. You know what I mean? It's like to me, like, and I've never been to the Philippines, so I feel like a fake ass Filipino, but like I get a pass because I'm from Hawaii.
Yeah, you're in the middle.
Yeah,
you're right there.
So I mean, once I get there, man, like as soon as we can fly, like I'm taking a trip out there and I'm just gonna like soak it up and see what's up. You know what I mean? Because it looks like Harajuku in Tokyo.
Oh, really?
Like like certain areas are like popping. You know what I mean? And it's mixed with residential and like it's just, I know Filipinos know how to have a fucking good time. They're not like uptight, you know what I mean? So I know there's going to be a difference between Tokyo and Manila already. And so my plan is when I go to Manila and I really get the lay of the land, then I'll start bringing people from Tokyo so that they can influence, because I want Manila to be like Tokyo.
Right. So didn't you tell me there was like a bridge you got to build between them? Japan and Philippines?
Some fucking, you know, I mean, some like
old war shit.
Some old war shit, or like, you know, just stereotypical shit.
But it's still like a thing.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It definitely is. Yeah.
How do you plan to get over that?
Just by the way I always do, you know what I mean? Just show action, like show them what's up. You know what I mean? Like all like my homies in Tokyo, my Japanese friends, like, you know, they don't look at the fact that I'm like Filipino or American. You know what I mean? Like they probably think it's cool, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like it's just certain people, like, you know, because Filipinos out there are mainly like nurses, or they're like prostitutes or some shit like that. Or
in Philippines?
In Tokyo.
Oh, in Tokyo.
So it's definitely not like, we're definitely looked down upon for sure. And like I said, negative motivation, bro. You know what I mean? Like that's what's getting me. Like I know for a fact that like my Maki's parents, like I just found out recently, she kind of told me, you know, now that we're like not really together anymore, like she kind of told me that like her parents felt some type of way about me, you know what I mean? Like
really?
Yeah, because like I mean you could never really tell by like looking at her, but like she comes from a well-off family, bro.
Really?
And I never knew this isn't why I got with her, you know what I mean? Like I'm not one of those guys that oh yeah, she's fucking loaded, you know what I mean? Like nah, fuck that. Like she definitely was of the higher pedigree, you know what I mean? So they were expecting her to like marry some fucking doctor. Her dad's a dentist and he has his own practice and shit like that, you know what I mean? He has his own
Japan?
Yeah. And so like they're like up there, you know? Yeah, so it's just, I don't know. I want to change that, and I want to show them like what's up, you know?
Yeah.
Because I feel like Filipinos, you know, out of like all the Asians are like the real swaggy ones, you know?
Yeah. Well, I think I mean, anybody that has like a career, you know, like does something like that, doctor, lawyer, whatever it is, they they don't really understand people like us, people like you, you know. They don't understand the work it takes and the dedication and all that. So I wouldn't let that get going. I mean, you always want to be cool with the in-laws, but you know, at some point you're like, dude, fuck it. You know what I mean? That would be awesome, dude, to have those artists from Japan and the Philippines over here to perform, and but it would be huge for artists from Vegas to go over there.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. And like the goal is to really like is to open up basically, like I wanted to call it like, you know, in Tokyo we're gonna open up a venue. It's gonna be called Tokyo Connection. So like Manila will be Manila Connection, and like I just know the power of having a venue. You know what I mean? And so like we'll just do what we do here. You know what I mean? And just fuck it up out there, and then like then people will see, because it's hard to explain unless you've actually been to our shit and actually like know us and know like the different degrees of what we do. Like it's hard to like explain it. You know what I mean? Like I got asked earlier on nothing to do LV's show, you know, like what did she ask me, like to explain what I do or whatever, you know? And I was just like, fuck, I don't know if I can really like do that. So I just say like modern day Renaissance man, you know what I mean? Like somebody who does kind of like
a whole bunch of shit.
A whole bunch of shit, you know what I mean?
I mean, I think that's you don't want to pigeonhole yourself in saying, oh yeah, I do this, you know, because I mean some people can do that, but like me, my mind's going a million miles a minute. And
Right.
I want to do this, but I also want to do that. And, you know, I gotta keep myself busy, and that's how I keep myself engaged.
Right,
you know,
right.
because if I'm doing one thing, I get bored.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, fuck it, you know. But
Yeah.
if I'm doing multiple things, I completely understand. But talking about artists, who's on your radar right now? Like, who's on your playlist? Who you listen to?
Oh fuck, man. Yeah, I listen to old shit, bro. Yeah, like
Yeah.
the type of music that I listen to when I sleep is like, it on Pandora. It's the fucking relaxation, or you know what I mean. Like, I listen to
vibes.
everything. Yeah, I listen to everything. I mean, like, luckily, like, I'm surrounded by like, you know, younger, hungry, like, you know, musicians that like they turn me on to all kinds of other stuff. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, like.
What about just from Vegas?
Definitely, you know, the in-house guys, you know, like Philip Wolf and Zhao, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, definitely like those guys. Cause I mean, I just see what they do, like, up front, you know what I mean?
Okay. Outside of your circle, your unbiased opinion.
Let me see.
Somebody you don't even have. Man, you've met probably everybody in the city, but somebody you don't really have any personal connection with, maybe. Or just somebody you enjoy. All right, let me make this easier for you. Who is your favorite artist to watch live from Vegas?
Fuck, I don't know, man.
So many of them.
Yeah, I really don't know,
You
bro.
don't know?
Because because it's like, even when I'm like at Tuesday Blend, for example, right? Like, I definitely vibe with a lot of people that we see. Like, I like their energy or whatever. But then again, at that time, I'm probably manning a camera. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm not even really like.
Yeah, you're not.
Yeah, so it's like that, and that's the only reason why I can't answer it. It's not because I don't want to or whatever. You know what I mean? It's because like I just
You're
like,
never in position.
Yeah,
just
I
to
see
sit
images,
back,
but I don't know, like. I just can't answer it because I'm like, I'm looking at it like, oh shit, let me get this shot. You know what I mean? Like,
Is that's it's so crazy to really see how much you're always working, even your own events. You know, you're doing photography, you're doing the video, you're really like, you encompass the whole thing. You're making sure everything's on point, and you have to do that as the guy, because basically, if it's a waterhole kingdom, it falls back on you. And when you're in your position and you have this kind of thing, you do have to make, because it's your reputation,
right?
You know, so you don't want to. You got to put your best foot forward on every angle. But what's your favorite part of all this shit?
I mean, I think just the freedom. Like, I'm doing exactly what I want to do. You know what I mean? Right. Like, you know, Maki always tells me, like, just be an artist. You know, like, just let me worry about like the business stuff or whatever. And it's not like I'm trying to be a businessman. It's just fucking like, it's just there's certain ways to do things. You know, like, I'm very unorthodox, bro. Like, I really am. Like I don't know what. Like, if somebody asks me how much something should be. Like, I don't know, fuck. Like, what do you want to spend? You know what I mean? If I like you, then fuck, yeah, like, let's go with that. You know what I mean? And if it's somebody that I don't know, like, like, I just don't even work with them.
I know, dude. I feel you. It's like, I want to make money, but I hate selling something. Selling shit, you know? I just want to, you just got to create, I guess you just create a product that you don't, sells itself, you know, whatever. But, what else were we talking about? Fuck, dude. We've talked about a lot, dude. But, you know, first of all, I just want to say, we'll probably wrap this up pretty soon. But I just want to say thank you, though, because you pretty much gave me my start. And you didn't just give me my start. You gave me my first opportunity. But more importantly, you gave me my confidence. My first ever event that I was totally in charge of with my own brand was at the Waterhole. Was at the Junxion over there on Spring Mountain Decatur. And I remember. I threw a breakdancing competition with B-Boy Smurf, and I was very reluctant to not reluctant. I was kind of hesitant because I'm not a B-Boy, and I knew that the culture vulture aspect was kind of there a little bit, but I knew that my intentions were in the right place. Right. Because I was just a kid that wanted to do something, and then I just ended up meeting B-Boy Smurf through Brandon, and then it was literally a conversation. Just randomly, we were behind a tattoo shop, and we just started talking about things I want. Because I had a skateboarding competition prior to that, but it wasn't really successful or anything. But it worked out well. But I knew I wanted just to keep the ball rolling in that direction. Right. And then the relationship with Smurf came up, and then we came to you, and you just made it so easy,
Mm-hmm.
and you made it so, and you just made it, you know, like, okay, I could do this. Maybe you really helped me believe in myself that I can be the person who I thought I could be, you know. So I just want to say thank you, brother.
No problem, man.
And I know I'm not the only one that feels that way. You know what I mean? I know without you, dude, it's like, you know, where else would I go to do that?
Damn.
You know, because it's not just, you just didn't offer me your space. You had, you know, it kind of gave me what I was doing, the validity that I needed.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm working with the Waterhole guys. They
Right,
have a
right,
real
right.
venue. They know what they're doing. They do this kind of thing.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the fact that I was working with you guys, it was, you know, and I was a nobody. You know, I still am a nobody. But at that time, I was really like, you know, fresh to the game. So I just appreciate that.
Nah, no problem, man. I remember that. Yeah, I remember. And like, you know, just to give you some insight on like on our end, you know, like I remember, like, we're like, yo, I like this guy, E, bro. Like, he's professional. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, and that's the reason why, like, we kept fucking with you. You know what I mean? Because you definitely like it really stood out. Like, I remember, because there's a lot of people that come in and want to do shit. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of people who don't do it like properly, and there's a lot of people who don't. I don't want to say respect, but you kind of gotta do your research and know like who you're fucking with. You know what I mean? And it's like,
it was come correct.
Yeah, it was clear that because what tripped me out was like at that time I didn't know you, obviously, you know what I mean? And like, but the fact that you knew some stuff about what it is that we do, it already made me like feel like, okay, let's run with this guy. You know what I mean? And it wasn't anything about like, you know, oh, he's paying this much, or we have this deal or whatever. Like, I don't even remember what that is, but I mean, like, I know that that we definitely, like, at least me and Maki did, and we were just like, oh yeah, I like this guy, he's really good, he's nice, you know what I mean? Because I remember like, and you were offered to clean or something like that, help us clean after. That stood out a lot too, you know what I mean?
Well, you know, it's just I don't know why I'm like that, but I just want to make sure people feel like, make sure that they know that I respect them, or they know that, because what gets on my nerves is just like a false sense of entitlement that people get somehow, you know, and it's like, I don't know, man. I've always had a lot of respect for you in a high regard, because you've had what I've kind of always wanted. Like, I would kill to have a space like this, you know. So it's, I only want to, you know, pay homage, pay respect for sure.
No, that was dope, man.
But what else you want to talk about, dude? What else you got going on, dude? Obviously I'm getting better at this podcast. You know, this is my 3rd episode, so bear with us. But we went over a lot of great stuff, brother. Yeah. So let's wrap it up. Yeah. Anything else you want to?
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to, like, you know, the whole team, because like I really do appreciate them, and I'm not the type of guy that does that a lot. So yeah, I just you know want the team. And everybody knows who they are. Like, I don't want to fucking start naming people and then forget, and then somebody's gonna get salty. But like, just the team, like, you know, thank you for the continued support, and for, like, you know, just believing in everything. You know what I mean? And running with it.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man. You're nothing without your team, man. You know what I mean? All right, thanks, brother.
Cool. Thank you, bro.
Till next time.
All right, bro.
Cool. Good shit. Thanks, brother. Hell yeah. Appreciate it. I was kind of nervous.